It's really interesting to watch the most smartest people. In fact, I do a lot of coaching. I coach a lot of guys. I coach a lot of guys that are really smart, that are software developers. And almost all of them have trouble with women, horrible trouble. Most of them really have horrible sex lives. They're just not able to be attractive to women or to handle these social situations. And it's because they're smart. Okay, it's because they're analytical. What I'm saying is this is the key thing that I'm trying to convey to you guys here. This is really, really important. What I learned about life is that it's more important to have effective beliefs than true beliefs. I'm in Mensa. I don't have the membership anymore because I went to a couple of Mensa meetings and it was some really genius level people who knew they were geniuses, and they spent their time playing Scrabble and chess and talking about how dumb other people are and showing how smart they are, doing trivial logic puzzles and stuff that didn't actually make them money or make them successful in life. And I was part of this as a software developer. I had this feeling of superiority, of intellectual superiority. And this is very unhealthy. It is rampant in this community, and it affects a lot of smart people, and it hurts smart people in a lot of ways. CoffeeZilla just did a video on Think and Grow Rich. When I first picked up the book, I literally read like the first 3 chapters of the book and then chucked it in the trash can. I was like, yeah, this is some drivel. I was like, that is ridiculous. That is some nonsense. He didn't cure his son's hearing. This craziness, right? I'm like, okay, no way. But I kept on talking to a lot of really successful people, and they kept on saying, read that book. So I said, okay, fine. What I basically said was, okay, from now on in life, if someone's more successful than me, regardless if they seem like they are smoking crack, regardless of whatever kind of craziness they say, if they seem like they're dumb, I'm going to at least give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to assume that they must know something that I don't know, or they're more intelligent than me in some way, and I'm ignorant. Because if I make that assumption, sometimes I'll be wrong and it'll be they're just some idiot. But a lot of times I'll be right and I will be the ignorant one, and I'll learn a lot and I'll grow a lot. So I started to get really into personal development books, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Psycho-Cybernetics by Dr. Maxwell Maltz, Awaken the Giant Within, Tony Robbins. Went to Tony Robbins' seminar, which is some crazy shit, right? And I was like totally against it too. I was there with my laptop and people are dancing and hugging, and I'm like, what am I doing? I tried to leave, and then one of the coaches was like, dude, you can't leave yet. So I stayed. I was like, fine, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But that kind of stuff really changed my life in an amazing way. It dramatically changed my life. The personality, the guy that you see now, is in many ways a result of that. And a lot of the success that I've had in life and a lot of the happiness and fulfillment that I've enjoyed in life is because I did that. What I'm saying is this is the key thing that I'm trying to convey to you guys here. Okay, this is really, really important. What I learned about life is that it's more important to have effective beliefs than true beliefs. If you're a cynic, if you're skeptical all the time, if you think that all this woo-woo BS is bullcrap, and people who believe this, you are going to be like those Mensa people who are so concerned with the truth and how smart they are and how much smarter they are than everyone else that they're not actually practically applying things to life, because life is not all logic. For instance, going back to the dating thing, one of the reasons why you're not having success with dating is because you're trying to apply a logical, analytical approach instead of just letting loose and having fun and being free. And you're judging people and you're judging statements. You have to let go of a lot of that and start to embrace some of the stuff that is outside of your comfort zone, that doesn't fit neatly into logic and analytical. And believe me, as a programmer, I structure a lot of my life. I was just talking to one of my coaching clients, a couple of them, about systems. Systems. I make rules, I use systems, I use the algorithms to define my day and how I work on things and all kinds of stuff like that. But I'm also this crazy guy who believes all this ridiculous nonsense. I believe a ton of ridiculous nonsense. I love Tony Robbins. I read 𝘾𝘼𝑃𝑗𝐻𝑒𝑟 Tolle, Power of Now. I teach all kinds of spiritual guru nonsense BS, okay? But it's not. From a logical standpoint it is, but from actually transforming and practically living your life, it's not.
I used to be the biggest skeptic ever. I hated when my employees would take a break and meditate. I'd be like, you're wasting your time, my time, just get on the phones and stop wasting my time. I used to just view spirituality through such a skeptical lens. But the way that I view personal development, I don't care about proving whether things are right or not. I just don't care. I don't care about the evidence. I don't give a shit. All I'm interested in is what worked for me. That's it. That's all I care. And that's all that I should care. Once you understand that a skeptical mind is a self-sabotaging mind, because they're always looking for things to prove that what they desire isn't possible. because the intellect is designed for safety. It's trying to make sure everything fits perfectly to avoid danger. And so the skeptical mind is a self-sabotaging mind from a success perspective. And so what I do, I don't give a shit whether there's like such thing as God. I don't care whether it's true or not. I don't care whether intuition's real or not. I don't give a shit. Like if I choose to believe in miracles, it's only going to be advantageous for me. And I'm just interested in what's going to give me a good life. I don't care whether something's true or not, because I'm not self-sabotaging. The only skeptical self-sabotage version of me would be like, but prove it. How do you know that? Is that person that's in that hardcore, like skeptical mind feeling an expansive experience of life? No, they're experiencing a sour, suffering, venomous, poisonous experience. They're walking around feeling shit about themselves and the world. It's like, why would you want to live like that? It's just like, it's the stupidest thing, but it's just a blind spot. And usually the people that are debating stuff online are skeptic versus skeptic. They're still both in the skeptic of, my thing needs to be right. What if it's not? And I'm going to debate you because I'm scared and you're scared, but I'm more right and you should be more scared. It's like, who gives a f? Just, does it work for you? Do it. If it doesn't, don't f off and don't do it. Find something else.
The best way to think about this is Dumbo's feather. Dumbo's feather didn't actually make him fly, but it was more effective for him to hold that belief because it allowed him to fly. And so many times we're focused on the truth when we can't really know the truth, but instead we should focus on what beliefs and what ideas are going to be effective in our life, that are going to produce the results that we want, whether they're true or not.
A very quick story. When I was still fighting pro, my #1 gym mate, he was another guy, he was fighting UFC, I was fighting kickboxing. He was training for me for about 5 years. And when you're training pro, you always pick up injuries. Things hurt all the time, sparring, training, whatever. Fights, you don't have time to heal before your next fight, things hurt. Anyway, he was training to become an osteopath at the same time. Once he became an osteopath, he was constantly out with injury. And I was like, why are you always out with injury? He's like, oh, I've damaged my rotator cuff, or I've damaged my second ligament in my knee. I was like, bro, before you knew the names of all this little iggling pains, you used to just train and you used to ignore it like I do. Now you know exactly what it is and you've given it a name and you've looked it up. Now you're being a bitch about it. Can't you just go back to thinking my knee hurts a bit, I'll kick with the other leg? Because that's what I do. And that's what you used to do.
Look, I know that you're analytical, and that's good. You're maybe smarter than 90% of the people on Earth. That's great. But sometimes that can get in your way. Because when you think about things too analytically, when you're too skeptical, when you're so focused on what's true versus what's effective, right? I have a thing, I say have effective beliefs, not true beliefs. I know that sounds a little crazy, but you have to really think about what serves you in life. Don't barricade, don't block yourself in by making everything fit into your little analytical, logical mind. Because I did that for a long time and it didn't work out for me. It wouldn't allow me to get to the level that I've been able to get to now. You know, I've made millions of dollars, successful businesses, great relationships, a great life.
If someone's like, there's fairies that exist, I'm like, does that make you happier believing that? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to believe it as well. Fairies exist, bring it on. There's fairies around me right now. I don't give a shit. I just want to live the most fulfilled life.